Hey there, Aquarius. Welcome or welcome back to Stars Aligned Oracle YouTube channel. Cat Star here with your general reading for the week of January 31st through February 6th. As a reminder, my readings are for entertainment and are general in nature. They may or may not resonate for everybody, so please do take what is for you and leave what isn't. For those of you liking and sharing the videos, thank you so much. It does help others to be able to see these messages that might not otherwise. So, it has been a crazy, hectic day. It is 6 o'clock p.m. my time. This video actually needs to be up in an hour. So, good times, good times. If you haven't, woo, all right, couple cards falling here. If you haven't already watched the timeless reading that went up on the channel today, go ahead and check that out. It is an urgent message that you need to hear right now. It is for everybody, all zodiac signs, all star signs, everyone. Wow, there you go. We're gonna take them. 1, 2, 3. The 2 and the 3 of Wands have been coming out so often. Now look, we have 2 2s and a 3 coming in here. Gorgeous energy. We're going to get to it in just a second. Let's see what else is coming through. Man, that 9 of Swords has been coming through a lot with the readings too. All right. King of Swords. One more. Wow, such interesting energy. All right, so starting off, you have what you're resisting is persisting. Again, if you haven't watched that timeless reading that went on the channel just earlier today, the title of it is Holy Shit, Urgent Message You Need to Know Right Now. It's a timeless tarot. Go check it out, because within that reading, we discussed resistance. So what you resist is persisting. So if you're having resistance about something, if you are denying something, in denial about something, if your energy is being focused in a doubtful, negative way, that is what is persisting. That is what is being projected out into the world from your energy and being mirrored back to you. It keeps showing up because you're resisting it. Again, we have talked about this on the channel several times. It is embracing whatever's going on, the situations, the circumstances, being open to it without having this kind of rejection or rejecting energy, just allowing everything to be as it is without being in denial of it and without working so hard to try to control it. Let things flow the way that they are meant to. Otherwise, those patterns will continue to show up. They will continue persisting in your life. So if somebody really needs to hear this today, what you're resisting is persisting, and it is for a reason. Again, go watch that timeless reading, as it is going to give you some more insight into that, okay? Now you also have the 3 of Cups coming in here, and that 3 of Cups is coming in to remind you that by letting go of the tight grip that you hold, by letting go of kind of this idea or this kind of being in denial or holding on to doubt, doubtful thoughts, doubtful ideas, doubtful feelings about what you can do, the life that you can fulfill. Once you let go of that, you feel this abundance, you feel celebratory, you feel super amazing. Also, there may be a communication that is going to be coming in regarding kind of a pattern or something that might kind of that you might be kind of resisting. That may be coming in as a little bit of criticism, and a lot of times there are, mixed feelings about criticism. We don't really like criticism, and oftentimes we resist criticism. So that communication may be coming in with a little bit of tough love or a little bit of hard truth, maybe a hard pill to swallow that you may not want to hear, but it may bring up to the conscious level kind of what it is that you're resisting that is creating a projection or a pattern that keeps showing up in your life, so that you can become aware of it and you can really do something to shift that energy so that it doesn't continue persisting within your life. All right. You also have the Nine of Swords coming in, and that Nine of Swords is overthinking. This is overanalyzing. This is kind of sitting up in bed at night worrying instead of sleeping. So it could also come in as nightmares. So some of you really, really have been trying hard to shove some stuff down, really resisting, really trying not to look at, and it's really coming in to kind of give you nightmares. There's another idea that's coming through, but it's not fully materializing. So it's coming through in keeping you up at night and really because the thoughts are there. And when we aren't busy during the day, we tend to, when it's nighttime, just like if you have a cold or whatever, it tends to be okay. Even if you don't take cough syrup or medicine or whatever, it tends to be okay while you're busy during the day. But at night, that's when that little sucker comes right up and almost feels like it's taking you off guard. And it's really not. It's just that you have slowed down. Your mind has really kind of ramped up because there's not a lot keeping the focus. So for those of you that are resisting and it's keeping you up at night, you're having sleepless nights or you're having a hard time focusing, redirect that energy. Move that energy from doubtful energy, from resistant energy, from fearful energy, from worry energy into more beneficial energy, believing in yourself, and something that feels a little bit more hopeful for you, okay? And then you also have, this is so beautiful. I just love it. A break is needed. So some of you are really, really working hard or really trying as a non-committed word again, trying to not face something. And this is really coming through with what you're resisting is persisting with that Nine of Swords, with that communication, that whatever that communication coming through with that Three of Cups energy coming in here is really going to be something that's almost going to knock you off balance. It's really going to bring a lot of things into focus for you, right? Into focus for you up into the conscious level. And you're going to realize that you may need to take a break. You may need to step back. You may need to actually also look into that mirror, look into what is being reflected back to you via patterns, via what's being projected out from your energy and being reflected back to you. Take a break, reflect, notice what's going on so that you can embrace it, allow, open up for flow. Stop trying to hold it so tightly, whatever this is for you, and take a break from the worrying, take a break from the control, take a break from the holding so tightly, and just allow things to flow. And you'll start to notice that as you do this and as you're consistent with it, you're going to notice that what is being reflected back to you through that mirror. Now, I don't know if this is a mirror or not. These are my own cards, but it's coming through that this is a reflection. What is going to be reflected back to you is going to be easier, softer, and less kind of thorny, okay? Now you also have that Two of Swords coming, Two of Wands coming in. This is progress. This is the possibilities. This is your future. If you are not wanting to continue to have the same patterns, the same projections that you're putting out there with your friend energy, with the focus of your energy being reflected back to you, mirrored back to you, it's time to plan something new and then take that action. And it's going to take a minute potentially, because a lot of us have really, really been holding on to the mindset, been holding on to the doubts, the worries, the fears, or shoving down things for so long that it's going to take a minute. But there will be progress coming through with that once you kind of open yourself up for that, once you're willing to hear that potentially that potential criticism that might be coming in, or that reflection that somebody may be spilling that truth or that tough love to let you know kind of what's going on, or potentially why this continues to happen, whatever the situation is for you. If it resonates for you, you'll know exactly what it is, that the reading is referring to. But it's going to, taking that break and reflecting, stepping back a little bit, is really going to bring that progress and that opening that you, some of you are really, really needing during this time. Now, you also have the King of Swords coming in here, and that King of Swords is really kind of taking the lead, using your emotional intelligence and your logic to really allow yourself to move through, work through this process. This is almost like a step by step. Notice what you're resisting because it continues showing up. Listen to that criticism and work very hard to not take it personally, but to take it as something that you can learn from now that you're aware of it, right? And that you can grow from, okay? So this is really coming in as that emotional intelligence, that knowledge that you have here, and really that truth and the bravery, which is what is really represented here in the King of Swords. You have all of that, and it's a resource that's always within you, that's always at your fingertips, that you can always use. And it might be a time for that during this time. And then you also have changes afoot. Yes, of course, changes afoot. When we're resisting things and we become aware of that, thankfully, a lot of times through other people bringing it to our attention, a lot of times we don't see what's going on for ourselves because we're too close to the situation. When other people are willing and open enough and trust the relationship, sometimes, for the most part, when they trust the relationship enough to be open with you, other times it's just malicious and nasty in the way it's done. Either way, it does open up that conscious knowing, or that conscious becoming aware of something that needs to be looked at, to be reflected upon. So there is a change of foot that is going to bring this beautiful, beautiful blessing in the beginning, maybe in the form of something that doesn't feel so good, or might be kind of giving you nightmares or keeping you up at night, but it is going to be a blessing. There is a change of foot, and it is gorgeous energy for you during this time. Know that even when it's constructive criticism, there's times that it doesn't feel so good. And in my own opinion and my own personal kind of reference points from my own life, when it doesn't feel so good, and or when it feels the worst, often means that it's the most true. And I know that's hard to hear. Please don't, shoot the messenger, but often when it feels the worst, it's the most true as far as criticism and constructive criticism. And we resist that shit like the plague, y'all. We resist that shit like the plague. But until we actually reflect on it and decide to make changes, that is going to keep persisting. So that changes what is here. It's being brought to the surface, potentially through communication, or somebody else bringing it to light. It's something that has been keeping you up at night, maybe giving you nightmares. That changes afoot. The work is here. It's being brought up so it can be made conscious and be shifted. All right. You also have that Two of Pentacles coming in, and this is really that balancing. This is that exchange and the flexibility. So you have that exchange, potentially that communication, that exchange. And this is really about bringing this to your awareness again, so that you can balance this out and you can recreate, redirect, reinforce the things that are working and shift the things that aren't. Okay. Now, twos, you have these two twos coming in here as well. And twos are really about balance and choice. So you have two twos with the Two of Wands and the Two of Pentacles. There's a lot of balancing that's needing to happen during this time, Aquarius. And there's a lot of choices. You can choose to sit up in bed at night, have worry, anxiety, fear about this that either you're shoving down, or this communication that is coming in. But you have a choice to look at it straight on and go through it, work through it, begin to shift it, take that reflection, take that information, and allow this change without trying to control everything, but letting things flow in the way that they need to, and really, really allowing for this to be a super brilliant moment within your life, okay? You also have the Six of Swords coming in here, and that Six of Swords is really just kind of wrapping that all in a beautiful, beautiful bow and a beautiful bow for you. This is the transitions. You're transitioning from this resistance energy, from these patterns that are continuing to show up, from these nightmares, or trying to shove shit down and not look at it, not take care of it, not feel it, not embrace it, not allow it. You're transitioning into this more open, that change, that balancing, those really, really beautiful moments that bring this beautiful transformation. You are in that energy, or you're moving into that energy at this time, and that is gorgeous, gorgeous energy for you. This is also your rite of passage coming in right here with the Six of Swords. This is your rite of passage. Lessons have been learned. And through this information that is coming in, through this conscious awareness that is coming through with that communication, you are going through a rite of passage during this time that is moving you into a potentially different direction, and or into a little brighter spot. Okay, this could actually come in as a little bit of dark night of the soul energy here, is what I'm getting a little bit. And for each person that will come in differently, but whatever it is you are resisting, whatever patterns have continued to show up, again, go watch that timeless reading that went on the channel earlier today so that you know what I'm talking about here. But whatever it is, it's time for it to move out. It's time for it to transition out. And this is all coming up during this time for that to be able to happen, for that transformation to come through. Again, you still do have this Two of Pentacles here. So that is coming in as you having a choice to balance that out or not. So many people won't take the time to reflect. They won't take the time to really notice that there's possibilities on the other side of whatever this may be, whatever the situation is that you're resisting, or several situations that are being resisted, right? Or people or feelings or emotions, that sort of thing. It's time to step into the emotional intelligence. It's time to really turn into your logic and the things that aren't logical, because sometimes the possibilities open up, the ideas open up, and they don't feel very logical. That doesn't mean not to go for them, okay? So this is really transitioning and a beautiful transformation. It's a metamorphosis coming in here. If you choose to be open to it, to let go of that iron fist and that grip, and allow this to flow, allow this to really, really open you up into a whole new direction. Take that time, take that break to reflect and really be open to this change. Not all change is bad change. Often we feel like it is, though, and that's kind of what we put on top of it. That's not true. Not all of it is, but you need to be open to understanding and any criticism, constructive criticism, hopefully, that is coming up for your conscious awareness, for your understanding, for your awakening to understand that that's why the patterns keep coming through. Whew, I hope this one uploads in time. We're going to see what happens. Anyway, I do intend this resonated with you and for you. If it did, please do hit that like button and share this video. It does help others to be able to see these messages that might not. Also, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the bell icon along with the all notifications. Check that little puppy as well, so you're notified every time I upload new readings. As always, 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 I hold the highest intentions for all of you. I do wish you lots of hope, lots of joy, and lots of love with all of your current and future endeavors. I'll see you in the next reading.